One time I timed that perfectly so it switched right on the beat. And I have never been able to replicate that what occurs. Good evening, Thomas. How are you doing? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Thursday Eve. It hit me
We got
right
it.
before we went live to not mess it up again.
We had to practice. No, we didn't. We didn't. That was just each of us individually committed to not make that mistake again. It is great to be here. Happy Hump Day. We don't get to say that very often.
That's right. Happy Hump Day. Excited to be here. That was a very organic opening as I'm sitting here Googling bougainvillea trees so I can share an image with you when we're done from what we were talking about.
We didn't do any prep about the stories. I'm interested in these trees. We told like greenhouse stories and everything. Speaking of stories, I didn't tell you this before. I almost was late to sound check. Well, thank you for that. Appreciate that.
That's why I did it.
Thank you, Dennis. I appreciate that. I was almost late because I went to the store to get gas for my wife's car and the Yukon. And I went to Sam's Club because Sam's Club has like, I realize it's like an 8-mile drive, but it's 2 cents cheaper. Right. And I'm not sure if I did the math, it probably doesn't add up to saving any money. But I was actually dropping off my kids on a little activity at church. And so I was just swinging by Sam's Club. And I pull in, and it's raining here. It's been raining for the past, 2.5 days nonstop drizzle. And so I pull in. Sam's Club has covered gas stations, gas pumps, as they all do nowadays. And I'm sitting there. I pull up, and I get this perfect. It's like right by the exit. It's like the closest row to the exit, and I'm right there at the front. There's nobody in front of me. And I pull up, and I go through the regular routine, which is I take out my wallet, and I take out my Sam's Club card because you have to have permission to pump gas there. You have to be a member, right?
Right.
Yeah. They don't want people who aren't members buying gas there because I don't know why. I guess I just can't figure that one out. Their money's as good as mine, I assume. So you swipe the member card, and the member card now is also of course they tie it to credit. And so you swipe that, and it takes forever. And finally, it's like, okay, recognized. Do you want to use this card to pay? And I always say no. And then I put that one back, and it's like, okay, now put in the card you want to pay with. And so I use our card that we use to pay off every month and rack up points and miles and everything.
Yep.
We stick that one in. It takes forever. And finally, it's like approved. You can take the card out. And all this time, it's like this wind is just like blowing this rain around me. And I'm like, I'm in shorts and this. Okay, this is what I wear. It's a little chilly. It's a little wet.
Yeah.
And so it says, grab the pump, remove the pump, whatever, lift handle. And so I grab the pump, put it in, hit the button, and nothing. I'm like, come on. And the car pulls up behind me, and they start filling. I'm like, come on. I'm like hitting the button a couple times. I want the cheap gas. I want the, I'm jiggling the handle, squeezing, and nothing. It just won't engage. And so Sam's Club has a button that says press to speak to attendant.
Yeah.
I look over, and you can see the dude. There's a guy whose whole job is just to watch people pump gas. And he sits there in the building. And I'm like, I push the little button nicely. I'm like, hey, we've got a little problem with the pump, and I'm waiting. And the guy does nothing. I'm like, maybe I didn't push it hard enough. Maybe I didn't actually notify him that there was a problem. So I'm like, how long of a bzzz do you give the guy? And so I'm like, bzzz, just a short one, less than a second. And I'm waiting. And the guy looks up. He looks back down. And I'm looking, and I can see his phone. And he's like scrolling. He's got this motion going on his phone. Like, okay, maybe he's on the phone with somebody.
Yeah, he's troubleshooting. Yeah.
And it still says, lift handle, pump gas. I'm like, the handle, the nozzle is in my tank. There's nothing more to lift. I've squeezed, I've pushed, nothing's happening. And I'm like, okay, look, there's a problem. Okay. And I've like shaken, I'm like kicking the pump, any part that's loose, I'm like trying to rattle it to like engage whatever it needs to engage to pump gas. Nothing. And so on the buzzer, I'm like, I go, the guy looks up, looks at me, looks back down, and then the screen says transaction canceled. Like, he did not get off his butt at all. And I'm like, okay. I'm not going to go through this. The car behind me has filled up, has driven away, and another car is coming this time. And I still am like, they're thinking my credit card's denied, right? I'm trying to get gas. Like, it's not my fault. This is your machine. And so I'm like, fine. I get in my car and I drive around to the other side. It's the other corner, the other lane. There's a clear row, and I pull up, and and everything works fine. And the guy, the whole time I pull up, the guy in there is like just looking at me, like, what are you doing? Like, your pump's broke. I should go out there and put the cones out there so no one else does the same thing I did. I pump gas, and he's trying to encourage people to. He comes out and he's like, can you move along? He's like guiding people. I'm like, move along. You took your time, not helping me, made me drive around. I go to this other pump. You probably could have just released the pump and made it work on your end. I don't know how that works. And he didn't do it. And so I just chilled there for a while. Just I use the little pump, the little stand the pump's on to stretch my calves. I'm doing a little so I use that to stretch a little bit. Pump's done. It's done pumping. Tank's full. Nozzle's still in. I'm doing nothing about it. And this guy comes up behind me. His name is Paul, by the way. Talking to him. It's talking to Paul behind me. Great guy. Just moved down from Pennsylvania. His wife got a job here. He bought a Jeep Grand Cherokee Trailblazer edition, and we were talking about the suspension and everything. And the whole time, Paul's a great guy. Like him. Hope I run into him again. But my purpose was to tick off the guy in the booth. And we're like, nope, we're not moving. We're not moving. We're sitting here in your stall because you wouldn't get out when I called you. And I realize that's a little passive aggressive, but the only reason I left Paul there and came here was because I had the podcast. And so I got here just in time for sound check. And that's not relevant, but that's what happened this evening. How are you doing?
It didn't help that I texted and said, hey, I'll be on time for the show, but late for sound check. So you probably went, I've got a window here to mess with the booth guy.
It was perfect timing. But the tank's full now, and we're here. It's
full tank of gas.
Yeah.
Something happened to me today too that was kind of funny, and it was 100% my fault and embarrassing. I couldn't blame it on anyone else. I don't know if everyone's experienced it, but when you go to your bank, you can do the drive-through. It's got the little tubes where you can put your money and cards in. It does the vacuum shoot up the tube over to the tellers, and it's great technology. I love it. And so I was just up there today doing a little deposit, and she shoots it back down with my receipt and my ID and my bank card. So I pulled out, put it down, and then I'm reaching over to put it back in the holster, if you will, and it slips and then goes to donk, bang off my door and then down to the ground, the whole plastic cylinder thing. And I'm going, oh no, oh boy. And I've got a smaller car, so I have to park real close to the apparatus to reach it. And there's metal poles that protect the apparatus from getting hit. So
you can't open your door.
I can't open my door very far. And I'm going, oh no, I don't want to move my car because if this thing's under a tire, it'll damage the property. So I'm going, oh man, what do I do? So I wedged my door against the metal pole with a shirt I had in my passenger seat to protect it. And I'm inching out like an awkward worm in this drive-through to get out. And I get out and I look around on the ground and I don't see this plastic cylinder anywhere.
Oh no.
So I'm like, okay, it's under the car. So I get down on hands and knees and try to look. Well, the curb of the machine and everything's in my way. So I'm now laying sideways on my hip and shoulder on the ground between my car and the curb. And there it is. Perfectly centered under my car.
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
You can't reach it from any side.
And my car's about yay tall from the ground. So I can't. So it starts rolling towards the passenger side. So I would be like, okay, so this is all I'm picturing the whole time, right? Everyone's around the video camera watching.
We're gonna FOIA request the camera.
The mic is on, so they're hearing me go dang it, grunting. So I get up and out of position because it's starting to make rotations to the passenger side. So I go run over there, which didn't make any sense to me because the wind was blowing out of the north very strong today, which is the opposite direction. It should have rolled right back to me. Anyways, I run to the passenger side, get down, full push up. Here it comes. It stops. But it stops close enough to where I can reach it if I get all the way down on my chest and stick my arm in there, to which I do get down on my chest, start move my arm, and then the wind starts pushing it back to the driver's side. So full push up again, jump up, run around the back of my car, and now it's finally pinned against the curb where the equipment is housed on, and I grab it, pick it up, and I'm sure I muddled some 4 words or whatever, stuck it in the little opening, and I closed the little window part way so it wouldn't fall back out. And so I got it done, but now I have to get back in the car. It's easier to get out of my car than in. And said shirt, after I used it to guard against my door and this little cement pillar, once I did that, I just chucked it back in my car without thinking, hey, wise guy, you're probably going to need it again. So I contemplated, should I just climb over through the passenger side, or do I just do the awkward dance back to it? So what hit me was, honestly, the people watching the security cameras. It's more embarrassing if I go to the passenger side, just do the awkward dance of trying to get real skinny, one leg in, and so I did. And there was nobody else in any other lines, anyone behind me. So I knew the entire bank was just watching this live on their security thing. That's all they did.
Like, save this one. Save this one. They must have like a YouTube channel. Like, that is terrible.
It was so embarrassing, but it was enough to laugh. I almost hit the call button right before I pulled out to be like, did you all get that by chance? To see if they would start laughing or say anything. But then I thought, if by chance they knew no one was there, they were, in a different area. I didn't want to draw any attention to what had just taken place. So I just let it go, and I just drove off as slow as possible.
Do you know what you need to do now? You're gonna have to change banks. You're gonna have to go ahead and you'd probably do it digitally, so you don't have to go there and sign anything. At least the drive-through.
There is another branch in town, just a few extra minutes down the road, but I can go to that one. And their lanes are wider. It's a little bit easier to navigate, but yeah,
that tube device. I've always, as a kid, it fascinated me. I like the banks that have the clear tube, so you can watch it. I was like, there it goes.
Yeah.
But then of course I always thought it was a security issue because you've got like money in there, right? It's like,
what if it gets stuck halfway in the tube?
Everyone else sees what I'm doing. If I'm taking out, $101 bills, it looks like the thing's stuffed to the brim, and suddenly I'm a target. And everybody who watched the tube come down, because they stick it in a little tiny envelope. It's like, here, for your privacy, we've stuck it in an open envelope.
That's this thick.
No, I've always liked it as a kid watching that, and I envisioned that there's a guy with a shop vac that he has to like put the hose on one side and then the other side. Don't know how it works, but it's a mystery. If whoever worked in the bank, if you could tell me, is it some guy with a shop vac, minimum wage? Is that how that runs?
Just gets them moving. Yeah. But it made me think. My experience today was, and I know it's happened to everyone, and it still does. But how many times in life does an inanimate object just create ultimate embarrassment all the time? One that happens in my life daily is a pickleball. And whether it's to me or other people, because depending on what just happened, say someone got a point or however, and that pickleball is spinning, people all the time go down and try to grab it. And the second it hits a finger, it kind of takes off and starts running down. And a lot of courts have a little bit of slant to them for when it's raining, wants the water to run off. And so that ball just off it goes. And so I don't know how many times you just see people scurrying across the court, chasing this ball, and it bounces off of a chair over here and there, and you can't get, now it's behind someone's bag. And meanwhile, you look back and all three other people in the court are sitting here like this, waiting for him to go get that ball. It happens every day. Yeah. But I know there's other things that
compare that to like pro footballers who can literally dribble a football. We're talking like American football, not a European football. It's pointed on the end. They know exactly where the ball's going to go anytime it bounces.
Yeah,
I'm not that guy.
I know there's little things out there. It happens to people. Some object just humbles you.
Yeah, fess up in chat. You've got to, if it's happened to you, now's the time to tell. It's okay. This is anonymous. We won't read your name. It might be on the screen, but we won't read your name.
We won't say it out loud.
But
is it okay? Laura's got one here. Ever had a shopping cart roll away from you towards an expensive car? I became a sprinter. Yes. It's funny you say that. The wind here has been terrible the last 2 days because we've had a cool front come blowing through. And yesterday, pulling into Walmart, a cart was a solo cart in the return area, and it started wiggling as I was approaching, and it just kicked it in reverse, and the wind. And I went, oh, I forgot about that. Go park somewhere else.
I'm thinking some of the shopping cart technology now, especially like they have like built-in brakes to stop the shopping cart from being taken too far. Shouldn't they just engage something that says if the grip is not being touched, then the brake is engaged, and that would solve the problem?
The push carts at our Walmart are probably 117 years old. So any sort of technology, I don't think they're gonna
That was
buy.
when they were invented. So you've got the original models.
They're working on 1 out of 4 wheels currently.
I'm not sure if you remember this. This was probably more than a year ago. You gave me advice. I think it was on this very show, to choose the best cart based on the quality of the bumpers on the front.
Correct.
Since that day, I've used that technique.
Still do it.
It's worked.
It works.
I don't get the wobbly. I don't get them anymore. It's amazing.
Same here. I walk in and there will be this row of carts. There'll be 3 perfectly available. And I know the people behind me are judging when I'm bypassing those and I'm going to the one over here in the corner that's kind of stuck and I'm working on trying to dislodge it. They don't understand the bumpers on that thing are so pristine that I know this cart
You know
will
the
not
wheels are
squeak.
smooth.
It's so good. And it worked every time. One time I had a bad one when it had like perfect bumpers, but I looked down and a piece of a plastic sack wrapped in a wheel. So I went down, yanked it off, smooth as butter.
Well, the other thing, if you do get one with good bumpers and bad wheels, you can just take out a pocket knife and just carve up those bumpers. So next time you'll know, won't make that mistake again.
100%.
Oh man, hope everyone's got their shopping done this week. Now that we've covered all that.
Oh man,
good stuff. Speaking of mistakes, though, let's start with our first story. This mistake.
I thought you were gonna say the show.
We'll talk about that after. Speaking of mistakes, we've got one here that was could actually have been tragic.
Yes,
it could have ended very badly. But basically, everyone. We talked about snacks today during the day. Everyone's reached for a snack occasionally. Reach for a bag of chips. This went from reach for a snack to reach for the sky, really fast. As a student, 16-year-old student, was swarmed by police officers after the school's AI-powered security system misidentified the bag of chips in his hand as a gun.
that's no bueno. Like you said, that could end very tragic because of another fault to AI.
I don't know. Okay, first of all, there should be a check and balance. I realize AI is smart, right? We like what it can do for us. It's made our life in many ways easier, in some directions harder. This is a harder one. There should be a person somewhere between the camera saying alert, alert, and the police saying let's reach for the sky. There's got to be someone in between there that can just say, let me just real quick, while the police are en route, maybe I'll go ahead, call the police first. While they're en route, let me just roll that back real quick and see if we're dealing with Ruffles potato chips or Ruger.
A Ruger.
What's the difference here? Because most cameras should be able to see the difference. But yeah. I guess the problem was he ate the bag of chips, then he sort of folded the bag and put it in his pocket instead of just throwing it on the ground like most students might do.
Right.
It's like, there's not a garbage right in front of me, then I'll just put it here and someone else will take care of it. Yeah, he put it in his pocket and there's immediately I said something's wrong and called the cops.
They're freaking out.
Kenwood High School, Essex, Maryland. That's the Baltimore Police Department.
Mm-hmm. It's
do better.
Do better. Think of that, being in an airport and you're, for whatever reason you're running behind, but you've got a few minutes to spare and you're going to get it. You're going to make your connecting flight. And then something like this happens and they're doing a whole investigation sitting there. Turns out because you had a bag of chips in your hand, it's not a weapon. Well, we're sorry, go about your day. Like, well, I can't because there goes my airplane. Who should be responsible for implementing the system that's not fail safe and causing heartache and delay and expenses? You can't go to the ticket counter and say, I missed my flight.
And it was his fault.
Because TSA security system went goofy on me. And, they're going to say, that's not us. Sorry, Yeah.
You should have been earlier. You should have foreseen the delay and planned around it. The worst part about the story is ultimately, this is a quote, ultimately the system functioned as intended.
Mm-hmm.
I like AI. I made a song today for my sister with AI to help her kids learn prepositions. And it works beautifully. I hummed a song in, I hummed a tune in, just copy and paste the lyrics, and it sang it with the nice teacher voice, the piano. It was amazing. I mean, you couldn't have made a more professional one in the 30 seconds it took me to do it. So. It made it faster than you could sing it yourself. Anyway, AI security, pre-crime. Yeah.
I love it. I'm a little bit nervous, not to get on the political side of things, but as we know, our government's currently on a timeout, and we fly out tomorrow. We've got got a connecting flight going from our town to Dallas Fort Worth and then to Atlanta, Georgia, and all that. So I'm curious because I've read articles that are all hit or miss on what's happening at airports and experiences people are having and this, that, and the other. And so we'll see how it goes, because if you all remember, I shared just a couple months ago, was this July, August? Forget when that was, but I'm taking the same trip I did just a few months back when I was flying our daughter's best friend home. And when they just decided to voluntarily throw my clubs off the plane because the plane was just a smidgen too heavy, and they didn't want to tell me until I got to my destination and told me it wouldn't be there for a few days, and that whole fun story. So I'm doing that flight again, this time with the family tomorrow. But here's where I'm excited. Not taking any golf clubs, just some clothes.
What could possibly go wrong? Right?
Just some clothes. If I can't get any, there's Walmart really close by, because I stayed right by one. I can go get some shorts and a shirt and some toothpaste and be just fine until my luggage arrives. So we've got nothing fancy planned at all. There's nothing big. Just hanging out. I feel like something's going to happen now because, but
you've literally tempted fate with this setup.
Yes, as I'm saying this out loud,
everything is prepared. There's nothing that could go wrong. You've planned for everything. This is literally lightning strikes twice type situation.
Man, well, if it does, y'all hear it first next Thursday right here.
Maybe you should have driven. The reason why I say that is because Texas is in the news about driving right now.
They are, and I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this one. I really am.
Texas highways, at least one in particular. Actually, I think there might be a couple. There's one in particular that just reached a new plateau, a new benchmark, a new high point or speed point, as the case may be, raising the speed limit up to 85 miles an hour, which makes it the fastest road in America legally.
I love it. I love to see it.
I can tell you that the fastest road in America illegally is between Tooele and Wendover in Utah. It happens to also be where the salt flats are located, where they actually race cars for the fastest cars in the world. But the freeway along that stretch is unbelievable. It's only a 10-minute drive at 210 miles an hour. You can get there
real quick.
Yeah. Anyway, it's Texas has they raised the limit here, and this is fascinating because there are a couple issues, right? First of all, cars are getting better, right? The handling of cars, the design, the tolerances, they're tighter, their performance is improving. So the cars, generally speaking, not necessarily mine in particular, but generally can handle the higher speeds.
Yeah.
Without introducing additional safety factors like wheels falling off and stuff like that.
Bigger brakes. I mean, everything.
The road construction, the machinery that uses it is extremely uniform. They're very level. You're not dealing with potholes and variations and stuff like that could cause problems. And so literally the road was built for this. They can build it extra wide, and you can just open up the throttle and go.
And just get after it. Get there. What I really like about this is the second time the state has made changes in this regard. The first change was on most of the highways, daytime speed limit was 75, nighttime was 65. Ooh. And so we would head down to Dallas Fort Worth, for us it's about 2 hours during daylight, and then on the way home we're at 65. And be honest, we travel a few miles an hour over that speed limit, right? So when you're going from 80-ish on average somewhere, and then 65 to 70 coming home, it feels like you're just walking and drag. It was It was so painful, but they finally did enough, whatever, data learning this and that, and said, yeah, it's not necessary. So it's now 75, no matter what time of day or night. But yeah, I don't, I want to, 85, I really like that they did it. And I say, I really want to go check out that stretch of highway, but I could go to the one that's 65 right over here and just watch everyone go 85 miles an hour anyway. So
I wonder if on the new road, on the 85-mile-an-hour road, which is, we realize there are many places in the US that have 70, 75, and even 80-mile-an-hour limits.
Right.
85 is the highest in the US. Are the police going to be like, hey, you were going 3 over, light them up?
Right.
Because, you're almost at 90 at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't know if they're going to be more strict, or if the judge would look at it and be like, oh, you were only 3 over? Like, yeah, but I was 87, 88 miles an hour. That's pretty quick.
That's a great question, because I know there's some local law enforcement here that watch our highways, and they have openly said that their leniency is about 9 miles an hour. They want to see someone 10, 11, 12, 13 over before they're going to go make that traffic stop. Yeah. So it's that same attitude down there. Can I go 94? And an officer just wave at me as I'm
give you the nod, give you the go ahead.
Yeah. If that's the case.
Well played, sir.
Yeah.
Just under. I don't know. I want to see it. I do like driving fast safely, but there's a funny thing that not everyone is happy. There are some people who have concerns.
This is your favorite part.
This is my favorite part. We're building up to this. There are some people who have concerns, even though this is a toll road, so it's a pay to play or a play to drive in this case.
Right.
So it's I'm not sure if it's private. Do you guys do private toll roads, or is it state-owned toll road?
I believe it's all state-owned toll roads here. Yeah, because it's all through TxDOT and everything. So
I've seen a couple private ones. Those are fun to drive on, but
especially if you know the owner.
Yes, that's what I was getting at. There are some people who are concerned that the higher speeds will cause more serious accidents, and there'll be more life-threatening dangers, things like that. They worry about speeding. They worry about safety. The article says quite clearly, those people are called wussies. So they're not biased. They're just, that's the factual term, a bunch of wusses. Just get on there and drive.
Yeah.
But the road, for your information, is on, let's see, it's by Interstate 35 between Austin and San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
So
Interstate Highway 130 feels like a perfect fit for the state's go big or go home attitude. Even speed limits are bigger. So it's that section. Think of
which judge we would see speeding tickets from this section of town on.
I guess it depends on what side. Maybe Judge Boyd in San Antonio, and then Judge Fleischer in Houston.
We've got them on both ends. That is awesome. I can't wait.
We don't know what's in the middle, but we've got opportunity to see someone.
That's confession. You don't have to say when. What's the fastest you've ever gone on a road? And this is allegedly.
So as we talk about the story, my dad and I both love motorcycles. And so we're talking about this highway. He actually just texted me. He's like, what a great motorcycle highway. Woohoo. Being funny.
Let's do it.
So he's watching right now live.
Oh, so
next question.
It is. Yes. Well, mine was 120. That's my top speed. I think you've got me on that one. I'm just guessing.
We'll never know.
We'll never know. Never.
Never
ask again when Dad's watching.
What era of life was this in, and what type of vehicle were you in when you did it?
Senior year in high school, Mazda MX-6 turbocharged. Was my friend's mom's car.
It all checks out.
Poisoning, and we were trying to get to the hospital. So I saw justification in it.
Oh,
really? He just had an upset tummy, but I 120 to get to the hospital because it was night in the middle of nowhere. We were like in Moab, Utah, and I flew by one cop at that speed, and he didn't pull out.
He said, I'm not chasing this now. Nope. It's going to take me a minute to get there up to speed. And by then, I can say I was traveling comfortably about 115 just a few years ago. Similar story to you, though. I got a call from my wife that said she had an accident with the table saw. And I said,
Ooh.
is everything okay? And she said, I'm getting Leighton dressed right now and having her pack a bag. I need a ride to the ER. And I said, okay, I'll be home in a few minutes. So I get home and she's got, I won't get too graphic, but she's got a towel in her hand, just holding it. And she just says, yeah, we need to go. She's calm as ever. No big deal. Nothing's happened. And well, let me see. And then I see that the top third of her thumb is, and I went, okay, let's go. Yes, so on with the hazards in the car, and then just a good cruise, because from here to our hospital we kind of go around the city, if you will, so it's just straight highway. And there was a time in the evening where we kind of have a sleepy old town, as they call it, so the highway was real barren with anyone there at that time. So off we went and got there, and
treated like the Audubon.
Yeah, almost. Could have gone faster given the car I was in, but I felt that was the fastest, safest-ish way to be going. So,
let's see. Twelble says I went 110 on the 405 and a 57 Mercury. That sounds like a movie line there. Someone for Texas rode his motorcycle from Colorado Springs to Denver. Not just someone.
Jigsaw Bra. Jigsaw Bra is his name. He's a big YouTuber.
I think he YouTubed it.
He did. He YouTubed it, and then he got extradited from here for getting a different charge there. He's not allowed to drive on Colorado highways anymore. And then he was actually just in Utah a few weeks ago, surprisingly not breaking any rules. And a truck pulled out in front of him, and he's been in the hospital for weeks and weeks. Yeah. Luckily, he wasn't being dumb. Same guy we're talking about, he YouTubes what he does on his motorcycle. He lives down in Dallas, and he will literally go 185 miles an hour through busy traffic, weaving and bobbing, and he'll post it. And he brags about it, talks about it. So everyone thought one day he's going to take himself out. But no, he was going
Somebody else did it.
35 miles an hour on a little motorcycle, and a truck came out and ran him over. So,
oh my goodness.
He's lucky.
Maybe that will wake him up, honestly, because
I hope.
Because he now has a very vivid memory of not being able to avoid an accident at 35 miles an hour.
Yep.
And now multiply that by 10 or more, or 15, and that is so fast.
Absolutely. Oh, my dad has confessed. His speed is 135. He's
135. Is he going to say what state?
Dad, what? Well, I bet I know what state.
Wait, first, what's the statute of limitations before we get that far?
And what vehicle? And if it's with one of your new motorcycles recently, we're going to have a conversation. So I hope this is
and then a ride afterwards.
That's we're going to keep an eye on this chat we've got over here on the side.
That's very interesting conversation. Speaking of accidents, Temu's in the news, but it wasn't an accident. It wasn't on purpose.
Oh. This one's weird.
It scares me. This scares me. So I'm a science dude, right? I say that because I like science. I know nothing about it. I like watching scientific principles at play. So there's one thing particular that's fun. You can take a copper tube, right? Like a 3/4 inch copper tube. It's like a foot long, and you can get one of those flat neodymium magnets. That's a 1/2 inch magnet. You drop it down the tube. Okay. Well, magnets don't stick to copper, but there's an effect that happens where even if it doesn't even touch the side, it drops and it falls slowly, because the magnetic field around the magnet creates an electrical field in the copper, which has its own magnetic field, which resists the motion of the magnet. So it falls slowly through the air, even though nothing's touching it. I love doing that. It's fun. You can do it with angles and like little steel, like the magnet balls in a aluminum track as well. It rolls very, very slowly when a steely will just shoot down there. Fun stuff. So I got a lot of magnets, but having kids, I'm worried that they would hurt themselves, because some of these magnets are strong enough they can pinch you pretty good.
Yeah.
You get them in like on a finger or something on the edge of your skin, and it'll make you bleed.
Yeah.
But there's a worse danger with these magnets, and it's if you swallow them.
If you ingest high-powered magnets.
Because although I like science, I'm not big on biology and human anatomy and stuff like that.
Same.
But I'm pretty sure that if you were to look inside your tummy region, your intestines go like this. that's the principle I need you to grasp right now for this next part of the story. The magnet is going to do this as well, right? It's going to follow the path of the intestines. And if you have multiple magnets, there's probably going to be a point where they get together. And that thing it does on your finger that hurts really bad now happens on your innards. It can kill you. Kids have died from this because it can perforate the intestines,
right?
And suddenly you've gone septic and everything. It's terrible. But Temu is in the news from New Zealand, where these magnets are illegal. You can't buy them for kids to play with like that. I think you need like a license or something. I don't know.
Right.
Surgeons remove 100 magnets from New Zealand teen's gut, and of course, there's a picture of these. It's those cubes, right? The cube ones you can build to be a square. Yeah. I had them. It's they're awesome. I had them at work when I worked at DISA, the Department of Defense.
And they're strong little boogers per their size.
Yeah. But it actually, I think the time that he got in was quick, but the X-ray showed the magnets had clumped together in 4 straight lines inside his intestines. They were in separate parts of the bowel, adhered together due to magnetic forces, and so it actually killed parts of his intestines, and he had to have those cut out and like stitched up. Spent a week in the hospital recovering. Then they released him and said, "Don't eat magnets."
Just the magnitude of issues that causes.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. The magnitude.
Temu said it had launched an investigation to ensure it complies with safety requirements in New Zealand.
It's one of the more polarizing stories we have on the rundown today. I don't know why we were attracted to it, to tell you the truth. I don't have any other jokes. I'm done.
I don't have any more for that either. I'm not smart enough to continue magnetic puns.
We'll stick to the rundown then. Scary. If you have magnets, watch out for kids. Yeah. Generally, we're not talking about the black magnets, like the
refrigerator magnets.
Yeah,
it's the little steel-looking ones that get you.
The little tiny ones that are super strong, and they have them in all sorts of devices. So you might not buy the magnets, but if you have something, trying to think what I have around here that has. Okay,
that's magnetic.
One right here. I've got this is a fan that was gifted to me.
They're so strong.
Amazing. I can blow leaves off my sidewalk with this fan. It's awesome. But the very front, the fan has a nozzle.
Headphone user.
The nozzle is attached with little mini magnets inside. So just be aware. I mean, that's super strong. But yeah, almost anything you got, it's got magnets in it.
Absolutely. It's okay. Dad has come clean.
80s. That's awesome.
Oh man, he like a Uno reverse card. Not on one of the new motorcycles. It's when he was on duty in a pursuit in the state of Washington. So he did it legally and fighting crime.
So you still can't confess. Had he owned up to a weekend ride at top speed, you could have shared your story and then it'd be okay. But
I would make sure mine is still lower, so I can feel very responsible. And it's been too many consecutive weeks of coming clean and just providing utter disappointment to my father of who I was as a young child. So I'm breaking that mold. No longer.
We're sorry, Dad. I'm sorry.
And I blame it on Scott bringing everything to the surface. No, I think I've aired out just about anything where I've been in that realm. So,
speaking of bringing something to the surface, that was a great lead into this.
Thank you.
This was are we in New Zealand again or Australia? I can't remember which one. It's Australia. We have had stories we've covered before where someone has found a message in a bottle or something like that and been able to contact. This is probably one of the oldest ones we've seen, at least since we've started the podcast. I know there are older ones that have happened.
Yeah.
But World War I. To me,
this is the coolest one.
Soldiers. I read this entire article I was enthralled by this. Ben Hopper, who wrote this one for UPI, great job on writing this one. World War I soldier's message in a bottle found on Australian beach. The interesting thing about this is from the story, it was actually thrown into the water in Australia, just like right there. And it like went out and back. And it didn't really go anywhere. And that could be why it's still here. It didn't get hit by an ocean liner or grabbed by an octopus and sucked down to the depths or whatever happens to bottles when they go out in the ocean.
Right.
But it just basically went out and maybe only spent a couple of weeks at most moving around. And then it could have been on the beach the entire time.
Yep.
Just buried and
lodged and covered, and the tides finally unveiled it.
Finally unwrapped. But the bottle, let's see, it was found by Deborah Brown and her family. They're cleaning up the shoreline, and this is Wharton Beach. And the daughter finds the bottle containing the letters. The letters were from Malcolm Alexander Neville and William Kirk Harley, who both served in World War I in 1916.
So cool.
My house was 1 year old when they wrote this note. I'm gonna cry a little bit.
That you bought sight unseen. Oh, yeah. From your wife. Anyways.
Yes. So the letter, the finder letter used Facebook. They're able to search and find family. On the Neville side, they got the soldier's great nephew.
It's wild.
And then on the other one, it was the Harley side. There are 5 grandchildren who are still alive. And they're able to reach out and get this note back. And I was looking at the note, and the story actually, I wish it contained the content. I think you have to see it on Instagram to read it. But I could read this part. It said, "Dear mother, having a good time. Food is real good so far. With the something meal, which we enjoyed, I don't know, at sea, accompanied by a mouth organ band, which played something." It's just like, hey mom, everything's going great.
It's catching up.
The sad part about this is one of the 2 who wrote that letter was killed in action just a couple weeks or months later in the war. But the other one came home. And so bringing these notes back to the families, they're absolutely loving it. Just like one of them said, it feels like, our grandfather has reached out to us from the grave. just to reach us, because they heard stories. They knew about the grandpas had served, but this just makes it all that more real. It was just awesome. Just incredible story. The
part I love too is the younger one, Herbie Neville, said he knew of his great uncle Malcolm from the stories. His uncle Malcolm's the one that perished shortly after writing the memo. Knew from the stories he had heard from his aunt, who is now 101 years old. I mean, so it's full circle. Everyone's kind of getting in. Oh yeah, that's him. That's his writing sounds like him. That's true. That's so neat. That's so cool.
They hadn't invented MREs yet. It was real food.
That's true. Yeah.
Wow. Let's see. My mom's job maps the seabed of Ireland. It's very cool, the things they find. That is awesome. It's really cool. So I've never found anything like that, and I've been on a lot of beaches. Usually I find vape pens, which are newer, newer than these 100-year-old bottles.
The oldest vape pen you found is maybe 1.5 years old.
Couple phones dating back. I mean, I found some older iPhones, which, it's almost like a relic.
I was hoping you were going to say flip phone. Then that would have been neat.
But I wish I'd find a flip phone, but no. The best part about, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was saying the best part about the beach is just getting your feet wet. Metal detecting, getting your feet wet.
There you go.
Now you can start.
Yep. For anyone that's been listening to the show at least twice, you'll know the name David Rush. He's broken another record, believe it or not, and I believe this is another one of his.
This one gives me hope.
Of a person. Oh no, it's not one of his own. Anyways, here's another world record that, as all of us get our heads together, we think we can truly probably have a good chance at breaking. He broke the record for throwing water balloons at a YouTuber.
I didn't know when I signed up for YouTube, I did not know that this was a category.
That you could be a victim or a part of a world record, I guess.
That part actually intrigues me because we've joked as we've heard about the different things that David Rush has done to break records, thinking we could do that. You know, we could on the podcast, we could break a world record. But now it seems that all we really need to do is just invite him on and volunteer to help.
Be a part. He'll get another record. He's going to break a part of it.
We know he's going to, I mean, he's got that. I guess he can pay for the world record inspector to come out. Tomatoes are basically water balloons. It's practice. I can tell you
that. He visited, I don't know this name, Josh Horton's studio and teamed up with Carson Stolniker, a member of Horton's team, who agreed to be target for the lobbed water balloons. So I've never heard of this YouTuber myself. But Rush managed to throw 125 water balloons that burst upon contact with Stolniker's body to successfully break the previous record of 114.
Rush What's goes the time limit?
Let's see, I think it's a minute.
In 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
3 minutes to burst these balloons. Oh, in 3 minutes.
So he's got a second and a half per balloon. Does that sound right? Because 180 seconds.
I'm not going to math anything.
It's 180 seconds because 60, 60, 60. That's 60 plus 60, 120 plus 60 is 180. He had 125 balloons. If he had 120, that would have been 2 for every 3 seconds. So he's got a second and a half. I think that's how it works.
I refuse to do anything school related while red pens in chat. So
Rush answering geography questions live on the air.
Yeah, no kidding. Rush goes on to say, I started launching balloon after balloon while he moved around trying to get in position to pop as many as possible. So it's a team thing. It was chaos in the best way.
Reverse of dodgeball.
Yeah, absolutely.
With water.
It was chaos in the best way. What a life to live. What a time to be alive when this is breaking news.
This is approximately the 300th title for Rush.
Exact numbers are difficult to express due to an old records constantly being broken and the waiting time between record attempts and official certification. By Guinness. The poor guy. I wonder what he's probably doing one right now.
I think he is, because what's funny is if you look at the bottom of that, for me, you know how it says here, read some other stories you might be interested in. And it's another one is David Rush breaks fist pumping record
on sidelines of 99 to be like what?
Oh. He's like every day. He's like, which record am I going to break today?
Well, and the next link, it says man spits table tennis ball at wall 51 times in 30 seconds. I'm pretty sure that was David Rush. We did that story here. So it's like, what's next? It's the weirdest of records that I can't. I guess I have time, but I don't. That's not what I'm gonna do at the time.
If only, is there a cash prize? Is he like cashing in every time this happens?
No, I think you just get the certification and you're a world record holder, but then you get paid for who wants to interview you next. NBC, ABC,
on like eBay or something. Like
someone would probably buy it. I'm sure someone would, but no, he sells his time for his interviews and whatever else, and so he makes money that way. And I'm sure he's got some sponsors out there that he's got some real fancy gym shorts while he's throwing. For Lululemon sponsors him, so he could be the best water balloon tosser you could be. I mean, he's in the headlines every other day. So if you're going to advertise and sponsor, you could tie it to him, and it's going to be flashing up on World Wide Web all day, every day.
Speaking of something that silly stuff flashed up on the World Wide Web today, not on our rundown.
Oh yeah.
A couple of you saw this, and I saw it come up in chat, but I knew we wanted to talk about it on the podcast, so I specifically didn't mention it or highlight it. Down in Mississippi, they had a little a mishap in Mississippi, which mirrors something that happened, I believe, in South Carolina just a few months or so ago, where some some research monkeys escaped from a research facility.
Indeed.
And the problem with research monkeys, as everyone knows, is that research monkeys do not like being research monkeys. So they inherently have a aggression towards researchers, or as they see them, people. So South Carolina, I think that was just an escape. In Mississippi, they're transporting these research monkeys from, I guess, one lab to another because, the monkeys wanted to move.
They were taking them to Florida.
Here's the thing. Truckload of research monkeys broke free after a transport truck crashed in Mississippi, scattering crates along the highway. That's bad.
Bad.
Next line is worse. Deputies say the animals carry hepatitis C, herpes, and COVID.
Extra bad.
And they're aggressive. This is a movie in the making. A movie 100%. In the making right here. And so it's like, here, how can we spread disease around the South? Let's easy. We'll just have 3 years still missing. Unfortunately, for the monkeys, they're not trying to capture them. The sheriff, because of their risk to public health, has ordered a shoot-on-sight order.
Oh,
so they're hunting monkeys in Mississippi. Something I never thought I'd say, but
ever. Cass XO says no, not Florida. My mistake. I thought I read the headline that they were transporting them from Mississippi to somewhere in Florida. That's what I thought I read. But if not, apologies.
Yeah, they went bananas and then went Shawshank Redemption.
I mean, yikes.
Do we never learn? I think people who work in like research labs that deal with viruses and animal testing and like cloning dinosaurs, all of them should be required to watch blockbuster movies.
Yes,
featuring their industry. Just as like this is like the monthly safety briefing is going to be, what is it? What's this? The dinosaur one, Dinosaur Island, whatever it was.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, that one. They have to watch Jurassic Park 2. It's like this month, you guys. We're on episode 2 again. What could happen if you screw up at work?
Well, this is interesting. It says the truck was carrying. I'm not going to know a certain breed of monkeys, which typically weigh about 16 pounds, and are among the most medically studied animals on the planet.
And they hate us the most.
Probably. Yeah, of course.
What do you think the end result could be? I mean, what's the worst movie you can think of that started with research monkeys escape as the plot line?
Yeah, this one about to be coming out. This is the searchers in gear included white coats, gloves, and hairnets were checking fields aided by law enforcement. So the researchers were out there in their lab gear
with
walking
bananas.
Fields with whatever they give them. Oh, that's man.
Outbreak. I have not seen Outbreak, but apparently Gremlins, very similar. It's funny because it ties into our next story so perfectly. Outbreak movie.
Alarming study ranks states most likely to survive a zombie apocalypse,
which is basically the same thing as disease-ridden monkeys escaping
running rapidly. Yeah. So let's find out what state you live in, if you can survive it or not. Starts off with beware of the Big Apple apocalypse. I can't tie it in the way they did it.
Apple apocalypse.
Yeah, they tried to do it, and I don't think it worked the way they wanted to. But it says experts agree that population centers are terrible places to be. Undead rise from their graves, with New Jersey topping the list, the least zombie-proof states. Per a recent survey, I missed this, by gambling site Canada Casino. Okay.
So this was an ad by Canada Casino, but the survey, a legitimate survey. Who I wonder what factors they consider, right? So you've got to have like density in population is obviously the ease of transmission or food supply for the zombies. I'm guessing ability to defend yourself.
Firearm laws
ranked high up in there.
Mm-hmm.
Availability of ammunition.
Yep.
Number of underground bunkers would probably be one of them.
Nearby thoroughfares, whether it be rivers or I don't know.
They used.
I have no idea. It's a great
They
question.
use 6 metrics officially: population density, percentage of water area, number of community hospitals. Like that's going to help. We know the hospitals going to get infected first. Number of airports, number of fishing, hunting, and trapping stores, and the number of military bases. So along the same lines I was thinking.
Okay.
But just a little bit differently. So airports, population density, percentage of water, that probably all has to do with disease transmission or, zombies getting around.
Yeah.
Then you've got the hospitals is fighting the disease, obviously looking for an immunity. Military bases, those are fighting as well. Yeah, we're hosed if it happens.
Yeah, they break it down. So New Jersey has just 0.9 airports. How does that work? 0.9 airports. They don't have one airport. They have a partial airport.
I'm guessing one must be on a border.
Oh, that makes sense.
Is Newark shared with somebody else?
It might be because there's something coming in next. They have 2.2 hunting stores and 0.8 hospitals.
Oh, it's
per 100,000 people. Now that I see it. Okay, that makes a whole lot more.
What sort of store out there is like, we're the 0.2? We're half hunting. So it's like Walmart, but they sell a little bit of ammunition.
Coming in second is Connecticut with a score of 2.15. Meanwhile, Mass and PA tied for third with 2.57. California, which is the most populous U.S. state, nearly 40 million residents, came in fourth place with 2.6, followed by New York in fifth at 2.61. Let's scroll down to see water which might come in handy if zombies swim. Meanwhile, Alaska topped the list of states the people would want to hunker down at the end of the world. The Last Frontier notched a readiness score of 7.89 out of 10, with Canada Casino to their super low population density. With just one person per square mile, its vast open space offers clear advantage in avoiding infection.
So if you read between the lines, in case of zombie apocalypse, go to Canada Casino and gamble because you're probably going to be safe.
That's exactly.
It was an advertisement. Oh my goodness. I've seen what other states are on there. Top three, the other top 3 states: South Dakota, Montana, and North Dakota, for survival.
There's a full list at the bottom, top 10 best. So picking up 4 Montana, or you went there, 6 Wyoming, 7 Hawaii, 8 Michigan, 9 Mississippi, 10 Oklahoma, and Louisiana. They tied. Good news is
those are the best places to be.
Yeah. And neither your state nor mine is in either category.
No. The 10 worst, starting from worst to absolutely terriblest, is Ohio, Indiana, Tennessee, Arizona, Illinois, New York, California, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and New Jersey. So that's actually 11 because Pennsylvania and Massachusetts tied for third worst.
Yeah, same on top 10 best, I guess, because Oklahoma, Louisiana tied for 10th at the best. So top 11 in both categories.
Aside from the fact that zombies don't exist, and this is not something we have to worry about. To our knowledge. Now you know. You're prepared. And it might be completely not relevant, but that wraps up. That wraps up all our stories this week.
It does. Can't wait next week to let you know how my trip goes.
Yes. Get some candy while you're there. Trick or treat.
We will. I think this is our daughter's last year of trick or treating.
We'll be live streaming trick or treating from here.
I'm going to tune in on that. I can't wait to see what you've done. It's going to be fantastic.
All my decorations are soaking wet. The sidewalk where we painted all the body outlines and gone. It's washed clean. We have to start over from scratch. But I do have.
At least you know how to do it.
Hang on, I've got something. It's missing. I got new chalk. I got glow in the dark chalk. So we got some really high vis UV bright chalk that we can show, draw everything, and everyone will be able to see it. It's gonna be good. So hopefully it shows up on the live stream.
That'll be perfect. Coming from a native says, be careful in Georgia on Halloween. It's funny. Josh says that because he's Georgia based, and where we're going is where we were last year during Halloween. And we took a tour of the Walking Dead set, which is a living set and neighborhood and place. So I might stay home.
That's awesome. Sorry, I just got a text. I was adjacent to winning a world record. I got this for it. This is for my family member. Guinness World Record holder. Official world record. Longest line of dice.
Oh.
I now I've got questions for my sister to see how she's got a world record and I don't. All right. Thomas, enjoy your trip. Please be safe. I'm glad you're not going to lose the golf clubs, but
not this time.
I know you're going to have a story next week, so I can't wait to hear it.
I'm fearful that I am too, and it won't be a good one, but
awesome.
But we'll share it. All right.
Have a happy Halloween. You guys be good to each other. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.